YouTube, today we're reacting to Cenat getting hate over Charlie Kirk reaction. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and say Charlie Kirk's death was warranted, but I'm also not gonna sit here and say he was a good person. From what I've heard him say, and from a lot of the things I've heard come out of this man's mouth, bro really said he would want his daughter to conceive the child of a man that would sexually assaulted her. Like, I just can't agree with that. We're gonna get into this video though.
What's poppin', y'all? They're really trying to cook Cenat. They're trying to deep fry that man. And it all started with something that had absolutely nothing to do with him or his sphere or his profession. And that was the assassination of Charlie Kirk. So Charlie Kirk was a very, very, very popular conservative, right-wing, I wouldn't necessarily say influencer, but he was very popular on social media. I frankly didn't know too much about him other than his face being on memes and him being called out by many people for his opinions on a certain quote-unquote conflict that's going on in a certain region of the world and his takes on that. But he was instrumental in like right-wing things and getting Trump elected, and he had a lot of these debates on the campus similar to, I forgot the other guy's name. He was more of a comedian, like a conservative comedian that would show up with that mug, and he turned into a meme. He's like, I think it was Prove Me Wrong. Yeah, that guy. And then Charlie Kirk like came after that. He had a big organization, all of that. He was at a school in Utah, in a university, taking questions like usual, and then a really, really gruesome video.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. Sorry, I shouldn't even be laughing at that, but I'm not laughing at the video. So I'm laughing at the whole situation that was gonna play out in my head. So basically, I'm chilling. I'm at like what's it called? A seafood boil with my girlfriend, right? So I take her to a little seafood boil. We're chilling. We're eating our food. I took a little peek at my phone just because I'm like, damn, Charlie Kirk died. I didn't really know who this man was, to be honest, but I knew my girl talked about him once or twice, and she wasn't really fond of his opinions or the things he had to say. But when I heard that man died, I was just like, oh, okay. I'm gonna just let her know after the dinner, right? So I get to the crib and I start seeing videos. Bro, when I seen the video of this man get hit, the first thing that went through my head wasn't, damn, this person just died. It was, whoever shot that was a marksman. Because I looked at it and I was like, whoa, that shot didn't seem like it was from anywhere close. But it still hit him point blank, smooth in his neck meat. And bro was just out like that, like lights. That was a confirmed kill shot. And I'm like, jeez. Yeah, that shit was crazy. I won't even lie.
Where he gets shot right in the neck from very, very far away and just collapses. And he eventually ended up passing away. So a lot of people politics is very divisive. I don't know if there are things more divisive than it. So people start celebrating, people start feeling heartbroken about it, and when someone is that popular, for some reason, people decide to go to other people's streams, comment sections, and talk about this individual, even though they may have no connection whatsoever. Like, you could have PewDiePie playing PUBG, and then someone says like, yo, this guy just passed away, and PewDiePie's Swedish, and he's like, what? But people do this. I don't know. They did that with Cenat, and Cenat gave this reaction on stream. I'll play you guys that clip right now. So with this clip,
that's the guy with like the crazy ass takes, right? Or some shit. He be saying some crazy. He be saying some crazy shit, right? Holy shit! What the fuck? Don't watch, okay, bet. He got assassinated. Alright, chat. I
have to break down what's going on here, and you can see it happen in real time. If you slow it down and pay attention, you have to think of yourself as Cenat. Cenat's doing a mafia-thon right now. This guy's, he's laboring 24/7.
Bro, even in this type of situation, as a black man, especially a streamer, so bro's probably not into that whole political thing like that. Me personally, I wasn't really into politics and things of that nature until really my girl started talking about it. And that's because like there are a lot of issues not even just in the world, but like between communities. And it's like, okay, let me like take a look at it, because again, it does affect the everyday person. So again, as a person like Kai Cenat, a young black man, and Charlie Kirk, a lot of the things he was saying was against minorities. Bro was praising the death of children. Bro was talking about how blacks and black people were better during slave times and did less crimes. Like, God, it's really hard to be on that side as a person of color. And I understand why Kai Cenat would just be like, oh, damn, bro, damn, that's crazy. Because what else is he supposed to say realistically, bro? This is not his side of the internet. He doesn't really care about all that political stuff. It's just one of those, oh, man got shot in his, okay, that's crazy. Anyway, it's time to move on. That's probably what's going on through his head.
He's working 24/7. And a lot of preparation went into this. Kai Cenat's got a lot of people that show up to his streams. A lot of celebrities, a lot of famous musicians, a lot of, hell, famous cartoonists even. The Total Drama Island guy was recently there, which I hope to do a video on that very soon. And he's also got major sponsors. We're talking this guy had McDonald's. He's got a Nike deal. Currently, we haven't seen what's come of that yet, but product will most likely be coming soon. Major sponsorships, maybe even movie roles that are upcoming. So in his mind, he's like, oh, shoot. He's thinking, initially, he thinks like, yo, that guy, he's the guy that says like crazy stuff, right? And it's crazy depending on who you ask, but he did get popular for his takes. So anybody that gets popular for
saying it's crazy depending on who you ask is kind of cop out, bro. Like, but it's not wrong. But at the same time, again, there was one question where a girl asked, if your daughter got assaulted and she had a pregnancy on the way, would you not like want that child to be a boy? And that man said, nah, she gonna have that. And I'm just like, whoa, you're gonna allow your daughter to have the child of even if she doesn't want it? Like, that's crazy to me. I don't know. That's just crazy to me.
Their takes, you could say they're crazy takes. Otherwise, they would just be lukewarm and they wouldn't get popular. But he wants, I feel like in his gut, his natural reaction was to say something, I don't know, like an RIP or something. But he thinks, wait, hold on. If I say that, how are people going to react? How will my sponsors react? Will people think I'm co-signing something that the guy said? I don't know what else the guy has said. I know that he has this label on him. How will that label affect me? So he's running like 50,000 calculations in his head of what he should say. And he hits them with what, every gaslighter hits their girl with when they're pretending to care about something that she's got going on. He's like, damn, that's crazy. Or not even just their girl, but their supposed homie. They're like, damn, that's crazy. That's what he hit him with. And he hoped to just move past it. But unfortunately for Kai Cenat, other people are not going to do that. His response was not good enough for many other people. Because a lot of people say, because there are a bunch of people celebrating, but people say, celebrating is crazy. Well, Kai Cenat didn't celebrate, but he didn't react in the way that they wanted. And one of the people to call this out was Sneo. So I'm gonna play you guys that clip right now.
That's the guy with like the crazy takes, right? Or some shit, he be saying some crazy, he be saying some crazy shit, right? Holy shit.
I'm sure he has no idea what crazy takes that he has. He has no clue. All he knows is that he's not supposed to like him. And he doesn't wait a second. After he was shot in the neck publicly. A father with 2 kids to say that he has crazy takes. It doesn't. His first reaction is not to say rest in peace. Hopefully he did at some point. But his first reaction is to talk and say he has crazy takes.
What the?
Now, I'm not gonna lie, I do understand where Sneako's coming from, but me personally, since I know a lot about what the guy said and a lot of what he says, it's more of one of those like, damn, that's unfortunate, man. That's unfortunate, man. It's one of those for me. But like, bro was talking about how he's okay. Like he said what's the word? He values and he would like to see more public. And he said that with his own words. And he said something about like, it's okay to have shootings to keep like the Second Amendment law or the Second Amendment in check, so people still have the right to use their gun and stuff like that. I don't know exactly what it was word for word, but he said something on the lines of that. And it's one of those like, damn, my nigga, you basically spoke out all that negative energy, and the negative energy came back to you, but you basically spoke it into existence, and the irony is that it happened to you. You ended up becoming exactly what you wanted to happen. That is exactly how you wanted your death to occur, and that's just what happened.
Don't watch, okay, bet. He got assassinated. All right, chat.
And just he moves on. Disappointing from Kai. I mean, especially because Kai's a Christian too. Charlie Kirk was a Christian man. He lived by Christian values, whether or not you agreed or disagreed with him.
Sneo and Kai used to have a relationship. They used to, I don't know if we would ever consider them friends, but they were close acquaintances, close colleagues, you could call it, years ago in the first AMP house. And this is a different thing for Cenat, because Sneo giving his own opinion or having no problem saying something like that, it got him banned. But when you don't have anything to lose, where else are you going to get taken to? I mean, like, he's on, I don't know what streaming platform that is. I think it's like a crypto-based streaming platform. So it's easier for him to do that, and it's in his personality. But Kai is somebody that's just, he's conflict avoidant when it comes to his career. So he's not going to up and address things. And I think he's conflict avoidant in general, because when you look at the situation he had with Aiden Ross, and he was mad at Aiden's manager for telling him that, he didn't tell Aiden Ross for many, many months. I think maybe a year, and he just held that in because he probably didn't want to create an actual conflict, and he just withdraws maybe from the person. But what really got Cenat looking crazy, it's people that are moving on his behalf. So Cenat's moderator, or one of his Discord moderators, he has many of them, and this got posted. He said, at Mafia Pack Watch, I think this is a girl, I don't know, Pack Watch, and then someone else says, for real, he is dead like dead. And then another person replies and says, chill, mud, death and deserving of anybody. And then this person says, F Charlie Kirk. And this is very, 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 very bad, because number one, if this person's a moderator moving like this, they're a dingus, they're a fool. I do give a pass to some teens moving like this, but they shouldn't be your moderator, because people are really desensitized to things.
Yeah, I won't lie, a mod saying all that stuff is kind of crazy, because that does say a lot about you, because they are your mods. At the end of the day, if you already had the perception of this is a bad person in your mind before their death doesn't really change what they did when they were alive. Like, think of Hitler, bro. Like, that nigga still committed mass, you know what I'm saying? And just because a man like him were to get publicly assassinated per se, you're not gonna really see too many people saying, oh, rest in peace, this man. But at the same time, I'm not saying Charlie Kirk was on the same level or is anywhere near the same level. It's more of those things where, yeah, you might not agree with what this person says, and a lot of the things this person says is just like horrible things. So you're not gonna, if you don't see this person as a good person, why are you really gonna care if they're dead or alive, type of thing? But to just say F them, I mean, yeah, that is crazy, especially on your side. I feel like showing more of an indifference is just the better way of going at it. Like, if you don't like the person, it's more like don't start celebrating like, oh my god. It's more like okay, like, that nigga's dead, okay, that type of thing. Like, I don't know, I haven't gone through death in real life. I haven't had nobody dying, but at the same time, even if I had a family member die, I don't think I'd be on some, nah, God forbid.
They just meme things. They just want to engagement bait things, even though this isn't even engagement baiting, because this person's in a Discord server. But KickChamp, who is the chief hater of Cenat, post Cenat's head mod pinged everyone celebrating the tragic death of Charlie Kirk. So now this starts spreading, and then even Aiden Ross reacts to this. I'm gonna play you guys that clip right now.
Cenat pinged everyone celebrating the tragic death of Charlie Kirk. I mean, it's horrible. It's anybody who's celebrating that shit is crazy. There's somebody in my community that did it as well. I saw it. Like, right away, I saw TikToks. Like, if you're celebrating that shit in general, you're just a whack motherfucker. You're just so weird to me, bro. It's insane how weird you got to be to celebrate that shit, bro. Like,
and credit to Aiden Ross. This guy even said, like, yo, I saw somebody in my community celebrating that. And Aiden Ross gave his opinions on the situation, which I'm going to play you guys right now.
like the perfect spokesperson for this shit. But this is like the most fucked up thing I've seen in a while. Like, do you know how insane it is to, like, first off, like, I don't even know where to start, bro. I really don't even know where to start, guys. I mean, the one thing I will say we can start with is just, like, if you're just sitting there celebrating or happy in any type of way at all, you are part of the problem, for one. And for two, there's something seriously wrong with you. If you're celebrating death where there's a father with children, you don't have to be aligned his views at all. You don't have to agree with everything he has to say, but that's a father with a wife with two kids that now have to grow up without a father, you know? And that's just the way it is. And if you don't think that's a problem, if you don't think that instead you celebrating, that's not an issue to talk about, you're part of the problem. You are part of the issue. You know what I'm saying? Like, you are.
I think
It's very vague, bro. What problem are we talking about? I think you're just saying, like, we're part of a problem, or they're part of a problem. Like, what problem are we talking about exactly? No, I'm not gonna lie, celebrating the death is kind of crazy to me. I'm not gonna lie, when I saw that shit, it was like, damn, my nigga, celebrating this guy's death? That is wild. To me, it was more like a, damn, it is what it is type of thing. Like, okay, like, what's that got to do with me type of thing? No, I'm not gonna lie, that might sound crazy, but bro, people die every day, my nigga. Like, bro, niggas be so crazy talking about some, bro, oh my gosh, Charlie Kirk just died, bro. When it comes to the whole, like, things that's going on in Palestine and all that junk that's going on there, people were not bad an eye. And that man Charlie Kirk was talking about how it's fine and how it's not even crazy that all those children are getting in Palestine. And it's like, bro, like, if you don't want people to feel about them, a multiple mass of people, like a whole Jenna, you know what I'm saying? Why would he want people to care about him, a single person? So it's more like again, I don't have no connection to this person. I don't really know this person. I never really tapped into his content. I never really kept up with him. I don't really know what he does. I just know he had crazy. Again, it was more like a Cenat situation for me as well. I knew a lot of the stuff he was saying was crazy stuff, but I just never kept up with it, because if I don't really like or resonate with someone, I'm just not gonna keep up with him.
Aiden Ross is correct in calling out people that are just celebrating somebody getting smoked like that. Especially, there are some world leaders that people would celebrate their passing away, but I do think a world leader is very different than someone who was around just talking, just quote unquote, depending on what they said. But I think he gave a fair take, and I don't think Cenat deserves the hate for any of this. Cenat did not celebrate anything. He did not celebrate that guy's life or his legacy, nor did he celebrate his death. He just tried to move past the situation as best as he could. Now, his mods, they need to get put in line for if you're doing anything that can be misinterpreted and used against Cenat or anybody really that you represent. Not you're just a member of their community. You're somebody that is seen as an authority, a moderator. You've got a title. You've been knighted by the streamer in some way. You deserve to have that title stripped from you. Like, what are you doing? The first thought in your mind should be, is something I am saying publicly can or may potentially be misconstrued, which you can't really misconstrue what that Discord mod did, but can be used against the streamer who I'm working for? And the answer is, hell no, you should not be doing anything like that. Outside of the whole morality argument,
yeah, for
it's
sure,
just an effective argument, which is like, yo, represent him well. That's it. And Cenat, it's unfortunately something that he's going to have to deal with. I do think he just keeps pushing forward. People are going to forget about this in a couple of days. He didn't say it. There are
Bro, I'd be thinking the same thing, bro. Anytime something big happens, bro, it's a big talk for like a smooth week or two, and then everybody just moves on to the next thing. No, I'm not gonna lie. There's also another thing that this nigga Charlie said, where he was talking to a woman about like how 1 in 5 women have been SA'd, and he went ahead and said, oh, I guess 1 in 5 women are lying then. And I'm just like, damn, but that's kind of crazy to say, because even me as a man, I've been SA'd before, on multiple occasions, or like even SH, like harassed, bro, right? I wouldn't even put it past that 20% of women have been assaulted, and I'd say even more probably, bro. But the fact that he goes and tries to undermine it and say, no, women are just lying, it is kind of ignorant, I won't lie. And I think it tries to undermine a lot of what certain groups actually have to go through. But again, it could just be ignorance. I'm not gonna sit here and say his takes are right. I'm not gonna sit here and say I agree with his takes. I'm not gonna sit here and say he's a good person. What I will say is that I'm not gonna celebrate over this person's death, and he does have children, and he does have a wife, and they are going to have a hard time without him. But I want to know what you guys think about the whole situation. Let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, post notifications, binge watch the rest of my videos. I love y'all, appreciate y'all, and I'm out.